Hey, what's going on, everybody? Samuel Akem here, and I'm back with another one. Today, we are looking at Sac State versus South Dakota State. It was a 20-3 victory for the South Dakota State Jackrabbits, and honestly, Sac State did not look great offensively for the go-go system that a lot of people have been talking about, including myself this offseason. It wasn't a great debut in 2025. Jaden Rashada, the new starting quarterback, was 11 for 27, 170 yards, 1 touchdown. Their run game was absolutely non-existent. They ran for 24 rushes, 24 yards. And then, the defense, I think, played pretty solidly. So we're going to get into all of it. South Dakota State won this game. Obviously, Sac State had a lot of noise around them starting the season. So we're going to be breaking down the game. Make sure you guys hit a like. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys leave me a comment down below. And we will get straight into it. Okay, we are looking at Sac State versus South Dakota State. We got the first opening kickoff from South Dakota State. They take it to around the 28, 29 yard line. Here we go. First play of the game for South Dakota State. Looks like they're running man coverage from Sac State standpoint of things. They're running a mid-zone play here for South Dakota State. Loughridge is going to bounce it out and get the first down. Man, Loughridge burst onto the scene, 22 carries, 159 yards, no touchdowns, but he was their leading rush for South Dakota State, and he's going to be a problem this year. He's going to be a problem this year. Here you go. You got a 3rd and 1 for South Dakota State, faking the jet sweep, ending it off to the fullback inside. They're in a heavy personnel, and they get hit right at the line, but I think he's going to end up getting that first down. Just barely enough for the first down right there. They're going to move the chains. 2nd and 7, under 13 to go in the first quarter. Dropping back for Chase Mason. He's got pressure in the pocket, and that's something that I think Sac State will be able to do all year is bring pressure. They did have about 6 sacks in this game. So if you were looking for any type of silver lining in this game for Sacramento State, it was the fact that they were able to get to the quarterback. It was the fact that despite all the mistakes South Dakota State made, as well as Sac State, South Dakota State only put up 20 points, so that's something you can probably look at and see if they can improve on that for week 2. Here you go, Chase Mason in the pocket, and just like that, I mentioned that one thing Sac State was able to do was get pressure on the quarterback, and right here, the pressure is going to cause him to throw the ball. They're trying to run the slot fade. Sac State's going to be running man. It's just a man blitz. They're dropping 2 droppers out. They end up only rushing 5. Got these 2 guys playing hooks. That takes away the tight end. Slot fade is really the one you're looking for, and he's just locked up. They are going to call pass interference here. I don't know if this is a good PI call right here. Maybe, but it doesn't really look like he was going to – it doesn't look like it was going to be completed anyway. Like, they got to rule this uncatchable. The ball landed on the 5. He's at the ball, not the 5. The ball landed on the 11-yard line. He's at the 20, maybe the 18 when the ball lands. I don't know if that ball was catchable, whether he had PI or not. They're going to get the automatic first down. 1st and 10 coming up for them. Little pin and pull. It looks like pin and pull. They're trying to make it look like pin and pull. Look at it right here. Not even pin and pull. They're trying to make it look like an outside run here. Whole time they're running the reverse to the backside with Lofton Ogroski, the receiver. He was really one of their top returning receivers for South Dakota State. He's going to get very, very far down the field for them. Chase Mason got a couple of linemen out there blocking for him. Let's see if Chase Mason gets a block. He doesn't. He actually gets chopped, man. Goodness. Really good run from Ogroski right there to get them down inside the 5-yard line. Here you go on 1st and goal. Under 12 to go for South Dakota State. High snap. Loughridge is going to get the handoff, and he's going to fumble it, man. So this is where the problem for Sac State really was, is like South Dakota State was not playing the cleanest game. I mean, oh my goodness. Look at this D-tackle right here. Look at this 3 technique. I think that's 3 technique. Get in there. Maybe a 5. But look at this D-tackle right here. Get skinny in there, make life hard for that tackle, and end up getting in the play, man. Really, really good job right there. And then they also get the fumble right there. So really big time for Sac State. They ended up coming up with the ball, but they didn't do much with it, man. They didn't do much of anything with it. Once again, let's get an end zone look at it here. You see that D tackle right there creating havoc, and then he's getting to the running back who fumbles the ball, and Sac State ends up on top of it. Really good job right there from Sac State. 3rd and 11 coming up for Sac State on this play. Rashada is going to drop back, and he's got a receiving wide open, but he's not able to connect with him. So what do we got here from South Dakota State? Looks like they're in a quarters right here. Looks like you got quarters here. He's press bailing right here. He's going to bail at the snap. quarters right here. He's shifting over to get on that other hash, maybe to get better leverage on this tight end. And you got a quarters down here, and then you got 3 underneath hooks. So curl flat maybe here, more curl flat here, and then a single hook in the middle of the field, a deep hook at that. But it ended up being one-on-one on the outside, and honestly, man, like, I don't know. I haven't seen a big enough sample size of Jaden Rashad. I haven't watched any of his previous locations at Georgia, and I think it was at Arizona State. I mean, he hasn't played a ton at either location. But man, you'd love for him to complete this. 3rd and 11, you know, pretty clean pocket in the backfield. You know, South Dakota State's only going to rush 4. They do get beat. That guard does get beat by that 3 tech right there. But nonetheless, I mean, like, you'd love for him to complete this ball. You got an open receiver. You just got to hit him. You just got to hit him. You just got to hit him, man. You got to complete it. They're going to punt it away. Punter standing in the back of his end zone. He's going to give this guy time to be able to return this. Looks like he might have more success to the right, but I don't know. They probably have a sided return here where they're trying to get it down a certain side of the field. So I'm not in their special teams meetings. They return the ball right past midfield. Here you go. First down for South Dakota State. Play action to Loughridge right there. I think I'm saying his name right. Loughridge. I think they were calling him Loughridge. To Ogroski on the deep over. So what do we got here? Tight bunch, 12 personnel. I think this is actually a lineman. Yeah, they're going to put an extra. I mean, he's lineman size. He's wearing number 83, but let's call him a Y here, or H here. Your Y's attached. X receiver, Z receiver to the top of your screen. It's going to get to Lofted Ogroski. I think this is actually a concept that we used to run all the time. We used to call this a spear concept. So what is spear? You're running the post to the single side receiver. He's the take post. And I've talked about this a lot on this channel. He's taking the overtop coverage away. The over from your tight end, or really the under from your tight end, is going to eat up the space of that safety. Safety's got eyes on the backside because he's a low safety. They're playing quarters. He's got eyes in the backside, so he's going to eat up that crosser because he's really looking for anything coming across. This backside safety on quarters, he's on the backside of the trips formation. He's looking for anything coming across. So I'm going to eat up that underneath coverage from that tight end. I'm going to eat up that underneath route from that tight end. Where do I got with this? This corner's playing a quarter of the field. Quarter. I'm going to get taken up by that take post. And then Ogroski just has to win on the over against that front side safety, and he's going to get the completion right there. He's going to be open right there. He wins on the over against that tight. It looks like the safety honestly tries to undercut it. And good ball from Chase Mason over the top for Ogroski, and he's getting down inside the 10. Looks like he was trying to reach the ball, but I think they're going to call him out right there. I don't know. Might have been a touchdown, man. Might have been very close to a touchdown. Either way, really, really good play. Ran to perfection by South Dakota State. Really, really good job right there. Really, really good job right there. Beautiful play. Here you go. You get a 1st and goal, under 10 to go in the first quarter. Chase Mason is going to keep it, and it's played really, really well by this backer. I think there might even be a safety. By this safety of Sacramento State. It's so hard with Sacramento State, South Dakota State. They both got state in their name. They both start with S's. I mean, it's a lot. Sacramento, South Dakota, Sacramento, South Dakota, Sacramento, South Dakota. Here we go. South Dakota State is under 9 minutes. 2nd and goal coming up from the 3-yard line. Mason is going to keep it on the design quarterback run once again. And Xavier Williams coming up with the tackle. Really, really good job. Xavier Williams, a veteran guy. He's a captain on the team this year. Was at the Big Sky Media Day this year. I expect a big year from him. He actually got hurt late in the game, but I think he had 2 tackles for loss and a sack in this game as well. So they were playing at a high level. Here you go. 3rd and goal for South Dakota State. They got to get into the end zone, and it's just too far for Chase Mason and his receiver in the back of the end zone. Not able to come up with the catch. Who's that? Number 80. Is that 84? I can't see his number. I think that's 84, which is Alex Bullock. But I'm trying to see the play we're running here. So it looks like they're trying to run mesh on the inside here. And then on the backside of mesh, a lot of times you got the trips right here. They're going to motion to the trips. You got a tight end tight attached to the formation right here. What are they going to run? Motion him across just to send him back across on the mesh. Looks like the tight end's getting hung up right here. He's not really, I mean, I don't know who's supposed to be who's supposed to work for who on the mesh. It looks like the mesh got a little messed up right here. But then you got the flat, you got the quick out from the tight end who was attached right here, and a hip right here, maybe your H back right here getting into the flats, and then really the backside throw is where you really can win at. He doesn't win clean enough. You'd love for him to be cleaner at the top of the route right here. And then maybe it seems like the ball is right there. Really just got to get there. But it seems like the timing is just a little bit off from this route concept. Like he's trying to win in the route right here. You got to get there fast. You don't have a ton of time to waste on a release. You would love if he just kind of speed released into that instead of stopping his feet, making a release right here. Nonetheless, he really gets to where he needs to be. It's just they're off. Him and the quarterback are off. And I don't know if Chase Mason necessarily had he did. He had somebody drawn down on him right here in his face. Had to throw it. He got the ball off. It was incomplete. They end up kicking the field goal, and it ends up being a 3-0 lead for South Dakota State. Under 8 to go, about 7.5 to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 11 for Sac State. Rashada, what do you got for us? Drop back pass. He's finding his receiver across the middle. It's just drop, man. It's just drops. South Dakota State is going to bring a blitz, a far blitz from their nickel safety, their nickel corner right here. But something's off here. Something's off here. Something is off here. What is off? It looks like quarters, and they're just bringing a blitz with the quarters playing behind it. Or maybe it's a man, and they're really shifting into a single high man, which really what it looks like after the snap. Single high man coverage right here. Because this is man. This is man. This ends up being man, and this is definitely man. The one high safety shifting over the top. So the rushing 6, dropping 5 into coverage. They got 4 routes. They got 4 defenders to cover 5. The 5th being the one high safety. It really gets exactly what they want. It hits him in the chest. You got to complete this, especially for a quarterback, a new starting quarterback. You know, he's trying to get his legs underneath him. You would love for him to come down with this ball. They don't, and it ends up being they punt it away, and it ends up being a turnover on downs. Not even, though. 4th and 11. The punter muffs it, and the ball's squirting around in there. You see it squirt out right there. He tries to scoop it and score. You can't scoop and score the muffed punt. You cannot scoop and score the muffed punt. But if you're going to try to scoop and score it, let's scoop and score it. I don't know what it is about the football. You can grab the football in practice. You can pick it up off the ground. You can one-hand catch it. When the bullets are flying, when the game starts, guys cannot pick the football up. I mean, people work this drill. I don't know if teams like, I know at Montana, we were working it daily. Our defenders were working it daily. I don't know how often they're working this because we do turnovers every day at Montana. I don't know, man. You got to scoop the ball. Sac State did end up with the ball. But that's what 2 lost fumbles for South Dakota State. You have to capitalize on those plays. This being one of them. I mean, you got to capitalize on those plays. You know you're the underdog in this game. You know a lot of people want to see you lose. You got to show up. You got to show up. Under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 5 for Sac State. And they're just going to have a lot of hats in the backfield. These linebackers are triggering on those. I don't know if those were design blitzes. Either way, I mean, the backers are coming downhill, and they met at the ball. Meet me at the ball carrier. I mean, my goodness. I don't know names for these guys. It looks like a nickel right here. This looks like more of a backer right here. Either way, they're triggering and getting to the quarterback, man. Getting to the quarterback. That might be another defensive back right there also, though. 3rd and 5. Maybe they went dime personnel, 1 backer on the field. Either way, 2 blitzers meeting at the quarterback. Really good play right there on 3rd and 5. Sac State is going to kick the field goal, and it is going to be good. Making it a 3-3 ball game. Sac State hanging in there in the first quarter. You know, partly by the help from South Dakota State. A lot of help from South Dakota State in terms of they fumbled in the red zone, and then they muffed the punt right there. So we haven't really seen, at this point, we've only seen South Dakota State get maybe, 1 drive. They drove all the way down the field, gave it back to Sac State. Sac State drove down Sac State punted it away, gave it back to South Dakota State. South Dakota State muffed the punt. Sac State gets in the red zone. They kick a field goal. So really, at this point, with 4.5 to go in the first quarter, we've only seen 1 South Dakota State drive. Here you go. Give them the ball. Maybe 2. Am I off on that? But I think it's only been 1 South Dakota State drive. 2nd and 12. 3rd and 3 coming up. Let's go back to that last play on 2nd and 12. What are they going to run? Little stick concept from the tight end on the inside right there. Get 5 to 8 yards and then hook it up. You don't want to run away because he's sitting there. If it's man, you want to run away. If it's zone, you want to sit in the zone and just curl it up. He curled it up right there, and it ends up being like a 9-yard play. Gain of 9 right there. Bringing up a 3rd and 3 for South Dakota State. Pre-snap motion. And they're running, they get into a trips bunch right here. They're going to run an under from their tight end, maybe an over, more so an over from their tight end. They're running an in route or a bang 8 from their from this outside receiver, Ogroski. And then Alex Bullock is going to run the hook route, not even the hook route, the sit route right here at about 5 yards, right at the first down line, and he gets the first down. Really good job right there, really good execution. What coverage? We get cover 3 from Sacramento State. They're rushing 5 though, so it's cover 3 with an extra rusher off the edge, but they got 6 protecting, so they should be protected there. Really, all you got to do is wait for those routes to work out. When I was actually watching this beforehand, I thought he might have had Ogroski on the bang right here, on the bang. Whether it's an in or it's a post, it's a slant, whatever it is, he's open. Felt like that would have been more of a big time play, especially since you're in cover 3. I feel like Chase Mason might have been so locked in on, hey, get the first down, get the first down. I know where my first down route is going to be. I'm not going to take any chances. That is what it is. 3rd and 6 coming up for South Dakota State. Chase Mason's going to keep it. And I feel like Xavier Williams kind of hurt them right here. They're running the counter, quarterback counter. Why are you going to quarterback counter? Quarterback GH counter. This is your guard. This is your H-back. GH counter. Quarterback's going to keep it. I feel like instead of dipping underneath this is what they want you to do. This is what this guard wants you to do. He wants you to dip underneath. If you dip underneath, you've lost. You're never going to be in position to make the stop. What you got to do is hit this guard right in his face. Put him in the lap of the quarterback and go run through him. Go run through him. Don't dip around him. Go run through him because you're making his job easier. If he was smart, he would have just let you dip underneath and kept running downfield, helped Lofton with this block, helped Ogroski with this block, helped somebody with this block down the field. Now, nonetheless, they still end up getting the first down, running quarterback keeper on 3rd and 6. Cannot happen, Sac State. But I think you can make life easier on yourself right here with, instead of dipping underneath that, don't run away from the block. Go hit him in the face. Go hit him in the face. And make them actually work. Make them actually do their job. You're making life easy on them right there. Making life easy on them. That puller never, that tight end never really gets anybody. And really nobody else really gets anybody. It's played pretty decently by everybody else on the Sac State defense. But this is the play. This is it right here. You gotta make life hard from the jump. You make it easy on them. And that's all the difference in the play right there for the first down. Really good job from South Dakota State. You go first in minute to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 2 coming up. Another quarterback keeper for Mason. And this time, Sacramento State is going to be in the backfield. Watch the backer right here. Find it. Declare. Cut those legs out. Really good play right there. Really good play right there. They had pretty decent movement up front. Might be a hold right here. Might be a hold right here. You got beat. Now your arm's still on him. That's a hold, my friend. That's a hold. That's a hold. That's a hold. Nonetheless, looks like they're in man coverage everywhere else, and backer just makes a good play. Really good play right there. Here you go. 15 minutes, start of the second quarter, 1st and 10 for South Dakota State. Chase Mason's finding somebody downfield, and he ends up finding his tight end, Grayton Gannon, along the sidelines. So what are they running here? Looks like quarters from Sacramento State. Quarter. Underneath hook, and curl flat. Dip into that curl flat window, which keeps that tight end covered in the interim. They're in a tight formation right here. Tight stack right here. Running back, 11 personnel. They're going to run the quick out from their tight end, and then I suspect they probably ran a corner. If it's mirrored route concepts, it looks like they're running a quick out right here, and then the corner from the top at the top. And in quarters, they're in a pretty good coverage to be able to cover that. Despite outside of having this is probably where they could have got hurt, because a lot of times in quarters it's 4 over top, 3 underneath, and a lot of times some of these backers on the Will or Sam backers playing like a curl flat instead of like a hook. The Mike is mostly the only one really in a hook. He's trying to get to the curl flat over there. He's trying to get to the curl flat over there. So it's a really good coverage for what the play call is, but you got to keep your eyes on your receiver. He gets lost. He's in a zone, so he's keeping his eyes on the quarterback. Also, you want to make sure a running quarterback like Chase Mason is going to run. In that, you allow the tight end to slip behind you, and he goes unnoticed. He gets it off to him. And it's a big time play for South Dakota State to get them in the red zone. Big time right there. I believe this is first down. We can't see because it's down here, but I don't actually think this is a first down, actually. They get it to Ogroski on the screen. It's not. It's 3rd and 15. They get it to Ogroski on the screen, and once again, it's a one high man coverage. They're keeping everything in front of them. It's 3rd and 15. Just don't give up a touchdown. Just don't give up a touchdown. Devastating block right here. My goodness. Just absolutely buried him. Really good play, though. They get first to the first down, but they don't get the first down. Let's see. Where is the line of scrimmage at? They're at the 22-yard line, 22-yard line. So that means if it's 1st and 15, they probably need to get to the 7. And, damn, I'll be damned if he didn't get to the freaking 7-yard line, man. At the very least, it's the 4th and 1 next play. Chase Mason's going to go for it. And I believe he got it. I think he got it. They're calling a flag, though. I wonder where the flag could be. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the line of scrimmage. They're probably calling for it. He's offside. Somebody's offsides. And these are the little plays, man. I feel like Sac State had a better chance to win this game than they gave themselves. I feel like they had a pretty decent chance to win this game, but it's little plays like this. Offsides on a 4th and 1 can't happen. You got to check with the ref. They're going to throw that immediately. It's an automatic first down. It doesn't even matter. Encroachment by the defense. Now you get a 1st and 10. You get a whole 4 new set of plays to get a touchdown. 1st and goal, running the boot action, naked boot. naked boot to the right, and the tight end's wide open. I feel like Ogroski was probably a little open too. He's going to win as well. They get it to the tight end, though, for the touchdown. That is Andrew Gustad. His 1 reception for 4 yards for the touchdown. Just right there. I mean, 2-play difference. First play, you got a 4th and 1. You don't get it. You're offsides on the 4th and 1 also. And then the next play, they score on an easy touchdown. Making it a 10-3 ball game, South Dakota State. Sac State's got the ball back. 3rd and 8 for Jaden Rashada. He's finding his receiver wide open right here across the middle. Looks like a 3rd and 8. Looks like South Dakota State's going to try to keep everything in front of them. Looks like we got a cover 6 out here. So what is cover 6? Cloud right here. The only reason he's backing up is one, it's 3rd and 8, and also he doesn't have anything declaring underneath to drive on. So he's going to be in a cloud right here. He's going to be in a half field safety right here. Quarters. Cover 2 and cover 4, making it cover 6. A lot of people call it quarter, half. Quarter, half. Still, we got 2 hooks on the underneath, a curl flat right here, and he gets it to that underneath receiver right there, wide open on the in route. But it's 3rd and 15, so can you get there? 3rd and 8, actually. 3rd and 8. He got the first down on 3rd and 8. Really good job. They're playing pretty far off for just 3rd and 8. You know, I'm not a defensive coordinator, but damn, they're giving them a lot of space to be able to get that first down, which they did. 11 minutes to go, under 11 and a half to go in the second quarter. Rashad is going to find his running back. Really good job right there. I mean, really, really good job. Trying to look downfield. Trying to find somebody. You run a play action. A lot of times you got that pitch man right there. But it's a play action, so they don't have, it's not a pitch at all. But it looks like, man, they're trying to run an in route back here, and it probably wasn't there. So he's going to dip it down. He doesn't find anybody downfield. We don't have all 22, so we don't get the full picture. But he's trying to look downfield. He's not getting it downfield. Get to your check down immediately. Really good job on first down. Allow him to run for you. Makes it a 3rd and 3. Didn't make it a 3rd and 3. It's probably a 2nd and short, but now you got a 3rd and 3. They're going to hand it off. And the running back's getting close to the first down, but dang, did they bow up right as he got to that line. I believe they got it, but barely. Inside zone blocking, but you also got the pitch relationship on the outside. It's not there at all. This is a good handoff right here. Good handoff right there for the first down on 3rd and 3. You go 3rd and 5, another 3rd down for Sac State. Rashad is going to drop back and try to find somebody. You're taking too much time. And this is why receivers got to have that clock in their head, because as soon as I watched this, I knew he was taking too much time. Too much. You got to get there. And even after that, like, you might have had the corner here. I mean, obviously, you know, the safety kind of stopped once he saw the quarterback throw the ball. But man, it looks like he might have had the corner here based on this picture. I don't know. But South Dakota State looks like they're playing in and out, so it's a bunch. And it looks like they're just playing like, I'm going to take first inside. I'll take first outside. You take the point man, or whoever declares outside, you take first outside. Whatever that looks like. A lot of times they in and out these things. It ends up being man, but there's got to be some communication within the man. This is man down here, 2 hooks on the inside, and they're bringing some pressure as well. They're blitzing that backer off the edge. He does not get there, but I think the receiver's taking too much time in the route. Let's sound it. 1,000, 2,000. 3, you got to get there, brother. I mean, you can't waste that much time in the route. You got to get in and get out. Obviously, you want to try to, you want to get open. You want to do some moves to get open, but you can't take this long, especially since you're already not on the line of scrimmage. You're not the point man. You're coming in motion. You got to get into that route. And he took too much time at the top of the route. It looks like he might have caught it, though. I believe he did catch it. A phenomenal catch right there. Phenomenal catch. Really good catch right there. Really good catch right there. 4th and 1 here. Was the previous play 3rd and 5? Yeah, so what did he get? He didn't even get 5 yards. What are we talking about? 4th and 1 coming up. After that amazing catch. 4th and 1 coming up for Sac State. They bring in Cardell Williams, which I don't know how many plays he got. I know he did get 1 carry. He did not throw a pass, but he did get 1 carry for -3 yards. And I think this was that 1 carry for -3 yards right here. I mean, that didn't look like -3, but I guess they gave him -3 yards right there. That's one thing that I mentioned in my reaction show on Akem's analysis, was that I didn't see Rashada pull the ball a ton, and I don't know if that's maybe not what he does. Maybe he's not a runner. Maybe he doesn't want to run, so maybe he's not even going to influence that. But, I mean, it's so hard. You got their South Dakota State, they're winning immediately. Look at this guard beating this tackle, beating this guard, this 3 technique. This might be more of a 5. But beating this guard really bad. He's just in the backfield. He tackles the wrong guy, but I mean, then you got the backer of this end off the edge. Nobody touches him. Absolutely nobody touches him. I think a lot of times in these plays, the end man is the read man, so you want to leave him so you can read him. He's giving a give read really right here. Maybe it's not a give read because it's only one-on-one. So if I take him, I can pitch it off to my running back. It's still good numbers for us. Either way, it didn't work. And Cardell Williams did not play a ton. Maybe we see something different from that next week. But in their week 1 game, he did not play. Here you go. Loughridge is going to get the handoff on the outside. Really looks like a pin and pull handoff right here. Pin and pull. What do we mean by pin and pull? Pin. Here's your pin. Pin. Pin, 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 and we're trying to get turned. We're trying to turn you this way. Then pull. Who are we pulling? We're pulling our center, we're pulling our backside tackle, and we're pulling our front side tackle. They're pulling around, pin and pull. Now, obviously, the pin part is a little tough. The pull part can be tough as well. Nonetheless, it turns out to be almost a 10-yard run right there. 1st and 10, 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're going to hand it off to Loughridge again, and it's blocked up really well. I mean, beautiful right here. Beautiful right here. So, I don't know. This kind of looks duo-ish to me. You got the center singled up, but then you got duo blocks right here. You got duo blocks right here. The center is one-on-one. Maybe that's because of the 3-4 system that they're running. Looks like 3-4 here. But single block right here. Double team. You want them to obviously be able to work up. There he goes. Works up to that second level. Little hold-ish, but it's blocked up really well. Really, really blocked up and ran well by Loughridge. I mean, he didn't have to do much. All he had to do was, good kick out block right here from this tackle on this end right here, and then good seal block from this guard right there. I mean, that's a beautiful picture. That is a beautiful picture. Now, obviously, the only guy who can stop it is this backer who comes in clean off the edge. He doesn't get there, and good block from the receiver, and good leverage on the block right here. You want to get that inside leverage, make him go outside, and then touch him. At least touch him. Really good block right there. Good tackle from the backside corner over here, but really good run from South Dakota State. Big time run right there. Big time run. Big time run from Julius Loughridge right there. Really good job right there. Stiff arm. Not quite. They bring him down. Good run. Good run. Here we go. Under 7 to go in the second quarter. 2nd and 5 for South Dakota State. Loughridge is going to get another handoff, and he's down right outside the 10-yard line. Looks like they're once again running not even A-gap power, but it looks like power, little power, and you probably wanted to kick him out. I would think you probably wanted to kick him out. Kashola is doing a really good job of trying to make things muddy back there for them. He's not able to come with the tackle, but he's doing his job trying to make things muddy, not making it easy on that pulling guard right there. The guard, I guess you could say, did do his job, though, because he did cover him up. Loughridge was able to cut right off his butt, and it ended up being a decent run for them on 2nd and 5. Decent run for them on 2nd and 5. First down run on 2nd and 5. That's what it's about. 1st and 10. Here we go. 1st and 10. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Chase Mason initially looks downfield. Looks like man coverage from Sacramento State. You got man on the point man right here. I'm manned with you. And then I got you on the outside. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Man up top with the single side receiver. And the running back's manned up with the safety. Safety's manned up with the running back. Chase Mason's looking downfield. He's not able to find anybody, but he does have his legs, and he's going to get down inside the 5-yard line. Now we got a 3rd and 7 for South Dakota State. He's finding the hitch man right there on the sit route, and he's going to sit it down right there. Really good coverage from Sacramento State, keeping everything in front of them. Looks like they're once again in and outing everything. So inside, I got a backer inside for that inside, but anybody hooks up right here, I'm on it. I got first outside. Anybody goes out to the flats, I'm on it. That's why they got to it. And then anybody goes vertical, I got him. That Ogroski, the outside receiver, goes vertical, and the safety's on him. Ends up throwing the little spot route, and it's no way no. But they're going to go for it. On 4th and 2, they got a 4th and 2. They're going for it. They're going to hand it off to Ogroski, who gets the jet sweep handoff in the heavy personnel, and he's going to lower the shoulder to get in the end zone. Really good job for Ogroski. Really good job from Lofton Ogroski. Really good job right there. On 4th and 2. That's a bold play from South Dakota State. That could have been a win for Sac State. It was not. Making it a 17-3 ball game with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Sac State's going to get the ball back, and they're going to hand it off. Just straight handoff this time. Little power handoff right here. And it's not much of anything. That guard, man, that tackle, this D tackle right here is making life hard for that Sacramento State offensive line. Nobody touches him, really. Nobody really touches him. And it's just, I mean, gosh, when you got your tackle falling like this, it's tough. Looks like somebody hit his leg. And I mean, man, it's tough. It's tough right there. Oh, and it was a fumble? No way. Came in there. Yup, he was holding the ball free right there. Right there. You see this right here? There's nothing keeping that ball from just boop, being poked right through. And that's exactly what, I mean, you see him. Look at his eye. I'm sure his eyes probably lit up. He comes around this edge. He's like, oh my gosh. Fumble. And it's South Dakota State ball in sack. Look at that. Look at that. Yep. That's what happens. That'll do it. 1st and 10 coming up. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Drop back for Chase Mason. He finds his receiver, Alex Bullock, right here. And what is the route concept? So it looks like he's just running it over. Looks like they got something to the front side. Probably like some post or something to the front side. Probably a vert right here, and then maybe a post from Ogroski down here. I'm at the bottom. But anyway, to get the over top coverage out of there, that's what they're trying to do. Run that over, and he catches it and almost gets down. Almost gets to the end zone, but gets tackled by number 4. And he's down inside the 10. Really good play right there. 1st and goal coming up for South Dakota State. They're going to hand it off to their running back, Brendan Begeman. And he's not going to get much of anything right here. So once again, they're pulling out that pin and pull play right there. And it's not always super clean, man. It's not always super clean. Right here, you would obviously hope that tight end is going to seal this backer. That's what you want. Do your job. I think about do your job all the time when I'm watching games back, because like you always get to see, and not necessarily to put blame on anybody, but everybody on the field has to do their job for the play to be successful. Or like you got to have everybody on the same page, everybody working hard, a lot of effort, and basically everybody has to do their job. There are plays where like not everybody's doing their job and you can score touchdowns and you can win, but everybody needs to do their job. One person isn't able to get their job done and it can mess up the whole play. Now there's other people not winning right here, like the center obviously isn't getting this guy pinned right here. Maybe he didn't have the right play, but he's completely pinning him the opposite direction. And I'm sure the tackle's like, okay, if you're just going to give me this, it seems like the center thinks he's winning and the D tackle thinks he's winning too. They're both like, oh, I got him. It must have been our center here must have missed the play call because he completely turned his butt the other way. He didn't even try to get on that right side, but everybody else is trying to pin to the right. That's why you know it's a pin pull to the right. New offensive lineman, I'm sure, probably a younger guy, or maybe he just missed the call. He didn't get it right here. He didn't get it right. Everybody's got to be doing the same thing at the same time to be able to win, and they didn't win right here. They did not win. But I always think of do your job when I see plays like that, especially thinking about offensive line play. One offensive lineman could be off, and it could tank the whole entire play. Quarterback counter right here. GH quarterback counter. Pulling that guard, pulling that H back around. The H doesn't necessarily, or the guard doesn't necessarily get his man. You honestly want to try to seal this guy, and the outside, the second man is looking to kick out. He's looking to kick out just because that's the first guy that shows up. He's not even able to get hands on him, and he kind of brings Chase Mason down himself. You see that tight end was really looking to kick out right here. He's getting a good enough block, but the guard, once again, goes back to do your job. One guy isn't able to do his job. His guy ends up making the tackle and stopping them from potentially getting in the end zone. I think Chase Mason can finish this play in the end zone. What do you guys think? I think so, but you got to do your job. Everybody's got to do their job. All right, I'm going to try to speed up a little bit here. I know I'm probably a decent amount of time into this game. Bad snap from South Dakota State in the red zone. I think it was probably third down. What we got? Third down on here, 3rd and 4 to get to the end zone. Bad snap pushes them back. They kick the field goal. It's no good. It maintains a 17-3 ball game. So, I mean, if you go throughout this game, you see the points where Sac State was getting help from South Dakota State. A lot of people were mentioning South Dakota State did not play their cleanest game. I would agree with that. This game could have been much worse. Sac State's defense did what they could to keep them into position. They did what they could to keep them in position. So we're cutting out here, but we're apparently getting a deep pass to Jordan Anderson, who's the outside receiver right here. I don't know how he got there. We have no idea how he got there. It kind of looks like they did 3 verts. Probably point man goes cross hash. This guy's going up the seam. You're on our outside vert. They probably ran. I don't know the coverage. I don't know, but it's amazing catch. Really good ball from Jaden Rashada, and even a better catch from Jordan Anderson. Really, really good job right there. That was his long reception, I believe, of 33 yards. He had 4 receptions, 49 yards, a majority of it on this right here. Really good play right there. Really good play. Here we can see the throw. You can see the routes, but we can see the throw. Looks like exactly what I said is happening. It was gonna happen is happening. Crosshash vert up the seam by that number 2 receiver. Jordan Anderson's on the outside, and he makes a beautiful catch. Beautiful catch. Really good ball from Rashada right there. Really good ball. Really good ball. Here we go. 2nd and 7. A minute to go in the first half. Rashada's going to drop back. He's looking for his receiver, and he's getting sacked by who else? Number 94. I don't know his name. You South Dakota State fans, please let me know my man's name. If not, I can look it up on the roster. Obviously, I don't want to do that right now, but he's a boy. Player. I mean, look at this rush right here. Look at this rush right here. Right here. Say he's in a 3 right there. Good hands. Good hands. Get there. There we go. Really good job right there. Really good job right there. They're only rushing 4. No, actually, they're bringing an extra rusher. They're rushing this nickel, either a nickel or a backer right here, but they're going to rush him. And he doesn't really do much except for collapse the pocket just a little bit, but the tackle really had him. Really good switch right there, too, because you're helping the guard out. And then you got to get there. Running back's going to help. I mean, it was an ugly pocket right here. It was an ugly pocket. The pocket's kind of closing on the quarterback the entire time. And 94 just wanted it. He just wanted it. Good tackle right there. 2nd and 7. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long for Sac State. 3rd and 14 coming up. Empty set. Looks like there is combo coverages out here, honestly. It looks like there's combo coverages. So it looks like they got what to me would be maybe one high. This kind of looks like cover 3. Might be a cover 3 because you got like a 3rd here, a 3rd here, a curl flat here. He ends up just hooking up into your curl flat. A hook player on the inside. Maybe he's playing man on the inside. I don't know. It might be one high man. It might be one high man. It is man. It is man. It's just off man. It's off man. So here's your one high safety. You got man coverage right here, man coverage right here, man right here, man coverage on, actually, no, he's a robber. So he's a robber in here, but one high robber because these both are man and man. So you got a one high robber here. He's robbing anything coming in his area, but he ends up just closing in on that out route. That was completed to number 2. Rodney Hammond. They're running like a switch release here, and honestly it's like a switch release into an out and a burst corner. So he's burst into the corner. You want him to hit that right off his butt. This honestly ran really well. It just ran on a 3rd and 14, so you're never really going to be able to get to the first down right there. They're going for it though. 4th and 8. 4 wide receivers out wide. He's trying to find them deep, and it just looks like his receiver doesn't fight for the ball, man. Like, I don't know if it was a bad ball. It's not a great ball. I'm gonna give you that. It's not a great ball. It looks like they're trying to run the stutter and go. But what type of stutter is this, man? Stutter and go. That isn't getting anybody. What about this stutter makes me think that you're about to genuinely break this route off? What about that? Should I have thought that you were genuinely about to break this route off? I shouldn't, because you're not. And it's laughable that you think I was gonna trigger on that. It's laughable that you think I'm that stupid. Interception. That interception was corralled by Jaden Oliver of South Dakota State. Once again, it looks like it's man coverage out here. They're bringing some pressure. They're blitzing their Mike backer, blitzing that safety who's coming in as well. So they're blitzing. They're bringing 6. Actually, it seems like they're trying to. I don't know if they're spying with number 94 or he's not necessarily rushing, but they're bringing pressure, playing man behind it all. Maybe not even man, because this is zone right here, man. Zone. Kind of looks like cover 3, honestly. Cover 3. He just ends up hooking up with this guy. He's in his zone. Either way, it's not a great look. Not a great look. Especially since the corner's zone turning. That definitely looks like cover 3. But not a great look right there. Not a great look for South Dakota State. Sac State. South Dakota State's got the ball back. 2nd and 7. Under a minute to go in the first half. Ogroski's going to get it. Almost get out of bounds, but he's down past the first down yardage. Under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Finding his receiver on the end, and he's going to get it to him. Can't really see the concept here. It looks like a deep end. Yeah, it's a deep end right here. So you're going to run the crosshash vert or over from number 84, Alex Bullock. And then you're running the fade down here from Ogroski. You got the in route. The unders coming in underneath. That's going to, he wanted to carry it. He wanted to carry it. And this is those high-low concepts. You get a high-low concept like you got an under coming in from the backside. Do I stay with the vertical? Do I stay with this route coming in behind me? Or do I trigger on that under? I got to trigger on the under. As soon as you trigger on the under, I'm throwing the in right behind you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 12 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 5 coming up for South Dakota State. Drop back, find your receiver, and he's down just over midfield. They got time for one more play. They're just going to check it down to the running back. Not even check down to the running back. Chase Mason's going to keep it, and that's going to end the first half. 17. No, I think they scored all their points. What is that? 17-3. Yeah, so 17-3 in the first half is the score, and that's what one thing that kind of can maybe keep you Interested in this Sacramento State team is the fact that they held South Dakota State to 3 points in the second half. That's the silver lining here for Sacramento State, in my opinion. 3rd and 14 coming up for Sac State in their first drive in the second half. Quarterback gets hit immediately, and not immediately, but quarterback gets hit in the face. They're running a stunt down here. They're going to loop this guy all the way back around. Really, you just want to eat up the eyes and the attention of the center. Be occupied by that nose tackle or 3 technique coming back across your face. That way I can slip right behind you and go hit your quarterback. Really good job right there from South Dakota State. Sacramento State on the back end, or South Dakota State on the back end of things in their coverage is just playing back. They're playing back. I don't know if you call it. I think I would say quarters maybe. I would say quarters here. Quarter. Hooks underneath, deep hook right here, but hook. They're only rushing 4. They're keeping everything in front of them. They got a strong side of the field over here. That's why everybody's leaning this way. And just keep it in front of you. Don't let them get the first down. Rally to make the tackle. Exactly what they did right there. Really good job on 3rd and 14. They get a flag. Roughing the passer? They call roughing the passer right there? Maybe they call roughing the passer. I didn't necessarily think that was roughing the passer. 3rd and 16 for Sacramento State now. Dropping back for Rashada. He's looking deep, looking for the post, and it's no good. No good right there. Once again, 3rd and 16. They're playing back. They're not going to let anything get in front of them. 4 underneath, 3 over the top. Probably another quarters look right here where they're keeping everything in front of them. 3 underneath, and it's not there. It's just not there. South Dakota State's going to get the ball back after the punt. 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line, and handing it off to Loughridge, who's making it a big-time run. Good tackle from number 4. Otherwise, that would have been a really, really big run. Looks like a mid-zone run play right here. Mid-zone. Find the window. If you can't find the window, find the cutback. He fortunately found the window on the front side. Is able to hit it. Really good blocks from the offensive line. And Loughridge is getting down at the 25-yard line. Really, really good job right there. So you're going to help out the center right here. We're both getting him. I'm working up to the second level. Your tackle's already getting to the second level. He's going to help the tight end. Then I'm getting to the second level. He gets on that second level. Tackle, or is that the center? No, your guard. Your guard eventually turns his back to that backer. Right there, that's where we need you. That's where we need you. He's wrong right here. Maybe he's not wrong. Maybe he's being gap sound with covering the gap that he's supposed to cover. But you end up being on the outside of your linebacker who is not in the gap. He got pushed out of the gap that he was supposed to be in, which is what offensive line play is about. Moving a man against his own will. 1st and 10 for South Dakota State. Here you go, 1st and 10 again, 11-11. Somebody make a wish. 11 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and they're handing off to Loughridge on the split zone run play. And he's getting downhill. Good yardage on 1st down. Not going down. Might have got more than 10 on that 1st down run. 3rd and 4 coming up for South Dakota State. Under 9.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Dropping back for Chase Mason, and Houston is going to get there for the sack. Really, really good job. There were some guys who shined for Sac State in this game. Not everybody shined, but there were some guys who, showed up in the game, and it was really convincing to see for them. Give them some confidence. Now, man, I'm looking at this run. I know 94 has been giving you fits all freaking day. 94 has been a problem in this game. Little simple inside zone. I don't even know if you call this inside zone or more a draw. This is more of a draw. Got the draw on the inside. And I just feel like it's more open right here. Now, I know what he's looking at. He's looking at this linebacker right here. He's getting his hand off. He's looking at this linebacker, and he's looking at 94, who you can probably see a piece of right here. He's doing a good job of staying in his gap, making you not want to go there. The running back does not go there, even though it seems extremely way more open than that side of the field. I mean, am I tripping here? Seems like it's wide open on the left. Either way, he doesn't go that way on 3rd and 11, and it's not much of anything. They punted away back to South Dakota State. Here you go. 5.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. They're handing it off on the, they handed it off on the sweep. Didn't even see it. Handed off to number 2, who is Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, and he's getting downhill, and enough for the 1st down on 2nd down. 2nd and 5. Here you go. 3rd and 2 for South Dakota State. Pre-snap motion for Ogroski. Chase Mason's going to keep it. Got that guard pulling around. Looks like a little bit of power right here. And the quarterback's going to lower the shoulder for the 1st down. Now you got a 3rd and 13. Timeout South Dakota State. Now you got a 3rd and 13 again. Timeout South Dakota State. Sac State's only going to rush 4. Rushing that other. I think he's a spy. He's going to rush late. but seems like he gets there eventually, and Mason just isn't able to make the throw. I don't know if it got batted. Kind of looks like it might have got batted by the D line right here, but Mason sees who he wants to throw to. I think it got batted. I think it hit off that guy's head. Either way, he was trying to get it to number 2, and he's incomplete. They're going to punt it back to Sac State. So Sac State's got opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to win this game. They just aren't doing it. First and 12, minute 12 to go, 3rd and 14 for Sac State. They're finding their running back. Almost interception here, man, but it wasn't. So what are they going to get? They're going to rotate to a cover 3. See this safety trying to make it look like too high? Actually, he's in a curl flat or a hook even. He's in a curl flat. He's in a hook. He's in a curl flat. He's probably in a hook on the inside. And he almost ends up getting the interception. I don't know if Rashada didn't anticipate. Maybe he anticipated this being quarters. Maybe I don't know. It ended up being incomplete, so we don't have to over talk about it. It was a good completion, but close, very close, very very close, my friend. Here we go. First down for Sac State. Maybe not a first down for Sac State actually, but Rashada's gonna keep it, and he's not gonna get anywhere fast, man. He took a hit right there. My goodness. Wow, boy. Hey. South Dakota State's got the ball back. Looks like we started the 4th quarter. Quarterback keeper around the left side. Not even a quarterback keeper, but a read option quarterback counter. And all this looks like quarterback counter. GT quarterback counter. Fake the handoff to the front side. GT counter to the back side. And it's a good run. It's a good run. Close to first down yardage. We don't have a down and distance here, so we don't know. We can only guess it's a first down. First down. Chase Mason's actually going to give it this time. And this is a give read. Look at that D end. Eyes on him. I'm going to hand that. Really good handoff right there. Just across midfield. 2nd and 3rd. First. You see that? They're trying to figure it out. They're like, what down is it? 2nd? No, it's 3rd. 3rd? No, it's 4th. 4th? No, it's 1st. 1st. There we go. 1st and 10. They just took it off the screen. They're like, we can't figure it out right now. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota State. They're going to hand it off to their running back, number 32, James Basinger. And he's getting downhill for about 3 to 4 yards. 3rd and 3 coming up for South Dakota State. Handing off to Loughridge on what looks to be an outside zone run play. Find the cutback lane. He does, and he gets the first down. Enough for the first down. Just moving the ball methodically. Under 12 to go in the game. 1st and 10 for South Dakota State. They get a free play right here from the D tackle. Oh, we're gonna snap it. Handing it off. Good block out there on the outside from that right tackle. Hey, I don't care if it's a free play or what. You see he's shuffling out there. If I can turn you, I'm going to turn you. Read off me. Really good job right there. 10 yards on first down. Really good job. We'll take that all day. 3rd and 4 for South Dakota State, under 10 to go in the game. Chase Mason is trying to find somebody downfield, and he's just not able to do so. Nothing open downfield. We don't really get to see the coverage too much. Corner blitz. They're bringing a corner blitz. Ends up being cover 3 on the back end of things. A third, one high safety, and a third over here. You're bringing the blitz on the edge, and it ends up creating some pressure for him, and it ends up getting there. Good call from Sacramento State. Really, really good job. South Dakota State, in turn, is going to kick the field goal, and they are going to miss the field goal. No good on the field goal right there. Maintaining a 17-3 ball game. I mean, it's been a 2-score game for virtually like the whole game. Sac State has had so many opportunities to bring this game within 1 score, within 3. I mean, they've had their opportunities. They're going to get it to their receiver on 2nd and 10. Get it out to him in the flats. Everybody's blocking downfield. You really want him to catch that behind the line of scrimmage. He's not going to do so. But I don't think they called the offensive pass interference right there. Good play right there. Here you go. 1st and 10 coming up for Sac State. Jordan Anderson's running the under. And this is my thing about what we saw from Sac State this week. Like, I just don't love this effort. Now, I don't know what they're being coached on. Hey, tempo this. We know how they play. If it's zone, tempo it, and don't overrun the throw. I get that. If that's the case, I understand that. Because they are running the zone. If he would have been running super, super hard, he might, but maybe if you're running super hard, you get the ball earlier and you can turn up. I don't know. I just don't love the effort. I mean, look at this effort. I don't love his tempo on that route. I don't. And that's not the only play I saw him do that. Either way, 3rd and 6 coming up for Sac State. Rolling out for Rashada. Looks like they got a throwback pass. And oh my goodness, man, we got to make this play. It's a post with an over the across. They're running a double post on the front side and the crosser over the across the Backside receivers running a crosser. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Backside receivers running a crosser. 2 posts on the front side. That slot post gets open. Rashada finds him. And we have to make this, man. We just got to make this. I mean, your quarterback, and this is a couple times now, and I'm not trying to put it on the receivers. Rashada didn't play a 100% great game. He was 11 for 27. He was under 50% completion percentage. I think he was 40% completion percentage. Abysmal. Not great. But there's been a couple of times now where Rashada has put the ball on the money and the receivers haven't made it when they need it. This is a 3rd and 6, 8 minutes to go in the game. You're only down by 2 scores. You make this touchdown, you're down by a score. I mean, help a brother out. This is where Jaden Rashada needs some help. He delivers the ball in stride, on time. It hits you in the face, literally. We have to make this play. We have to make this play. He's looking, I mean, nobody. It's you, brother. It's you. It's you. It's you. Incomplete. They go for it on 4th and 6. And it's low. But it kind of had to be low also given where the defensive back was. They ruled it incomplete, and I don't think they're wrong. I don't have another view of it. But, I mean, man, that play right there, you got to make that play. You got to make that play. You got to make that play. Another cutout play right there. Pass interference. Roughing the passer. They're going to accept it, and it ends up being a 2nd and 11 for South Dakota State. Now, I don't know if the next play after that was 2nd and 11, but there's a 2nd and 11. Next thing we're looking at them. Loughridge is going to get the handoff, and once again, just... they get what they want in the run game, man. They're getting what they want in the run game. Split inside zone, run play. Hat on a hat, hat on a hat, hat on a hat, hat on a hat. Backer from the back end, can't get him. They eventually run him down, but I mean, just good sound football up front. Good sound football up front. 2nd and 7 coming up for South Dakota State. Pre-snap motion, Ogroski. He's going to hand it off to his receiver, Ogroski, who gets about 5 yards. 3rd and 4 coming up, maybe 3 yards. 3rd and 4 coming up for South Dakota State. Handing it off to Loughridge. And it's a TFL for maybe. Looked like it was going to be a TFL. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing after that. They end up going to kick their field goal right here. It's going to be good, making it a 22-3 ball game. 2 minutes to go. What are they going to run? 3rd and 4 coming up. I really just want to skip through this stuff because this stuff doesn't matter. We're going to skip through that. Sacramento State lost the game 20-3. You guys saw, as I just laid it out, they had their opportunities to win the game. I'm sure if you watched the game, you understood that Sacramento State had their opportunities to win the game. They did not capitalize at any point in this game when they were given favorable situations. And at times, it's the receivers got to make plays. Maybe at times, Jaden Rashada has to run more. He has to be more accurate. I mean, 11 for 27, I don't care what the circumstances are. 11 for 27 is abysmal. Got to be better there. Defense gave you some opportunities. The run game was gone. I mean, even in here, I didn't see a ton of runs. We saw a lot of passes, and obviously that's probably because South Dakota State was doing a really good job of stopping the run. But you got to find a way to be successful in the run, or this offense is not going to work. You guys let me know what you guys thought about this game. What did you guys think about this video? Make sure you guys leave me a like, a comment down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as usual, and I will catch you guys in the next breakdown. See you guys later.